What do Uplanders think of the Discord platform? In a previous video, I had created a survey asking Uplanders for their feedback about Discord. I'm not a huge fan of the platform, and I'm looking at alternative platforms that can better host a community like Upland's. 54 people answered the survey. I'm sharing the results in this video, and I'm also giving away 100,000 UPIX to players who answered the survey. One of the first questions I asked is, what platforms do you utilize to connect with other Uplanders or Upland communities? And here we can see that almost 50% of the people use Discord almost every single day. It's also by far the most utilized platform by Uplanders. Next, we can see that 60% of the people use Discord, but only because of Upland. Now, I definitely fall into that category. When I started Upland, I had no idea what Discord was, but that's where I got a lot of help, and I started to learn the platform, and I did really enjoy using the platform. I learned how to create my own server, integrated a lot of bots into it, and built one of the largest Discord communities within the overall Upland community. The concept of creating different channels and spaces where people can communicate, strategize, make friends, and help to build up the Upland metaverse is definitely something that Discord is good at doing. Discord's popularity and the fact that you can host a server for free is something that's very attractive to any Uplander who's looking to create their own community. But it took me a while to learn that Discord is not the only solution to trying to create a community online. Upland does a lot of communications in their announcement channel within their Discord server, and it's super important that you are in that channel. Of those surveyed, over half of the people use Upland's Discord server and check it daily. As the Upland metaverse has grown over the years, and new servers popping up related to new nodes, racing, and lots of other topics, we can see here that over 70% of the people surveyed are in more than 4 Upland-related servers, but only 50% of the players will check 3 or fewer Upland servers each week. There used to be a time when I used to be able to have a pulse on just about everything that was happening in the Upland metaverse, but now since its expansion and so many different events happening in different cities across the metaverse, and so many players creating amazing communities, it's just impossible for me to keep track of everything. Now, I'm a player who's hyper involved in everything related to Upland. Now, if I put myself in the shoes of a new player, heading over to Upland's Discord and starting to find other communities is going to be extremely difficult because every community lives in its own silo and discoverability is not so easy. Unless I know someone, I'm not going to know which node or which community to head over to. This means that every time someone wants to create a new node, they're opening up a Discord server from scratch and doing a lot of legwork in order to try and find people to join that server and community. At the end of the day, we can see here through this chart that even if you do get people to join that community, over half of them probably won't check it on a weekly basis. Now, what if there was something like one primary Upland server where all of these nodes or subcommunities could also have their spaces within that one server? Almost 50% of the people said that they would 100% join that type of community. I think it's clear what the benefits of having everyone under one community would be, especially when things like a new city is released and new nodes are being created. It would be a lot easier to reach everyone as opposed to starting from scratch every time. I asked people what they liked most and hated most about Discord, and here are some of the answers that I got. Starting with, what do you hate most? People find it very confusing, and the number of channels and how the channels are organized can also be quite confusing. The more servers you're in, the more likely you are to get a lot of notifications, and it seems that every community posts the same info about Upland. In addition to providing specific information about that node, people will often link their Discord servers to the Upland channel and also get all those notifications. So people who are connected in a lot of different servers are getting the same information over and over again as well. A couple of people have said that it's difficult to find past information, and trying to follow everything that's going on is also very difficult. The channels are structured in a linear chat format, so if you're looking to see what people were talking about while you were asleep, you're going to have to keep scrolling up and up and up to read the entire conversation. It's hard to really find the information that really stood out in that conversation. When you look at messaging platforms, I like to think of something like Reddit, which would be a good way to organize a lot of different topics that people talk about in Upland. Now, Upland does have their own Reddit server, but it's not super active. Now, what do people like most about Discord? Someone says that Discord is strong in video games and that the microphone connection is important. This is actually how Discord kind of started. It started through these more active video game platforms, allowing players to communicate with each other in real time. When it comes to Upland, there are a couple of times where this is actually needed when you're doing live city releases and want to communicate with other people, but most of the time, Upland is more of a slow-moving strategy type game where real-time communication is not always needed. Players like that you can create multiple communities, having them all under one umbrella, which is Discord. Someone says that they like that Discord is not just for gaming communities, but for all communities. Within each server, you're able to customize your own notifications, and that even from the building and admin level, that everything can be edited, configured, and it's under your complete creative control. People also mention the ability to direct message each other and create new friendships that way. And just in general, the ability to connect with like-minded people organized around a specific interest. Another pro that someone said about Discord is that it's a popular choice. That's about it. On one hand, they're saying that there isn't much good except that everybody's kind of on the platform. But on the other hand, having everyone on the platform is a pretty big plus. The fact that many communities choose to create Discord servers in order to connect with their members is not something to take lightly. Once people are familiar with a specific platform, they might not want to move other places. And this is one of the things that is holding me back from utilizing a new platform to create a community in a different way. A lot of these things that I have mentioned are pros for pretty much any community building platform. The ability to direct message other people, to have creative control of how you build up the space, these are pretty much standard things that you can expect in pretty much any platform. I would go even further in saying that Discord is a really good platform where if you wanted to remain anonymous, it's quite easy to do so. When you're looking to create real-world connections, I think it's important to connect with people through platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn, where you actually do see a little bit more about the person you're interacting, especially when you're looking to collaborate and work with people where money is involved. You definitely want to have some transparency and you want to see who you're actually working with. One of the comments here says that it's even a place to message coworkers or in real life friends because so many people have Discord these days. For me personally, and I think a lot of others as well, those who said that they started using Discord specifically because of Upland, when it comes to communicating with our friends or our coworkers, we're probably not using Discord. When it comes to chatting with my friends, there are lots of WhatsApp groups, and for coworkers, it all depends on what kind of platform they use at work. I'm not convinced that many of them do use Discord. Knowing what I know now, if I was going to start building a community around the Upland metaverse, I probably wouldn't be doing it on Discord. I've still got a lot more thinking and planning to do before I move forward with starting on a new platform, but if you're someone who manages a community or a node in Upland and you're interested in learning more, I'm more than happy to have one-on-one conversations to see what you think. Feel free to reach out to me through DM on any of my social media platforms. And of course, please leave your comments in the description below. I want to know what you think about all of the data that I presented in this video.